I think it probably comes back to control. Like, I have, like, a lot of control issues, so I would say, like, if they said yes, they did what I wanted them to do, and
Okay.
then I don't have to deal with the frustration of, like, I wanted them to say yes to this.
So you also feel in control.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I don't know, I think that's it. If you know, though, feel free to insert.
You gotta come up with them. So okay, I wanna be a good chiropractor.
Yep.
I close 5 out of 5, and the feelings that I'm going after are because I wanna feel in control. Why do you wanna feel in control? And you wanna win, we got that too.
Well, because nobody wants to be out of control.
Why not?
That sounds horrible.
Well, it depends on
What
what
per is that where the magic lives? In the uncontrolled? Yes, it does, doesn't it?
tone, exactly.
Oh, fuck. Oh, so my controlling because okay, so is what you're saying is that okay, so because, like, the universe is where the magic is, and so, like, me trying to control is really keep alright.
Okay, I that took a different turn that I was, controlling for it to go anyways, but
Mm.
it's much more beautiful anyways because the recognition
Where
that
were
for
you going?
I was going with, okay, I wanna feel like I'm doing something like, for me, right? Why do I wanna be successful? And I just kinda touched on this before too, but why do I wanna create success? Because I wanna first of all, I wanna look because I think you told me I was a 3
Yeah.
Enneagram,
Yeah,
and so
you're a three-wing too.
how you look in public and on
Yeah.
Instagram,
Yeah,
right?
we're vain as fuck.
Yeah, exactly. So why do I want that? Well, because I want people to perceive me as successful. Well, why do I
Yes.
want people to perceive me as successful? Because it makes me feel good. Why do
Mhm.
I want to feel good? Because it makes me worthy. It makes me likable. Because if
Mhm.
they don't like me, then I'm not worthy to be liked, right? And so I could have godly amounts of success and I would still have that if I didn't work on that inner self, right? If I have a control issue, I am going to avoid magic. It doesn't matter how much I can control, right?
I mean, all that likable stuff I al is also a yes. So it's both. So I'm double.
By my staff because they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, you're amazing. Like 5 out of 5 you closed," right? I want to be
Mhm.
liked by my patients. I want to be liked by my community. I want my business to grow so that I'm liked more because I'm more successful and I got more numbers, number of patients, number of dollar amounts, whatever. So then I don't even know where we're going with this, but basically, if that's what I'm trying to oh, this is what I wanted to kind of make a micro distinction here. If you're telling me that there's a difference between going into the 5 ROFs and saying, "Oh, I'm going to close 5 out of 5." That's more on the masculine energy.
Mhm.
Instead, if I identify that I'm doing this to feel in control, if that's I mean, we could go a lot deeper. Like if you and I talked and we had unlimited number of hours, we'd probably dig out so many other things that are underneath it all. But let's just stick with in control and loss of magic. So then I go, "Oh, I just had this recognition that for as long as I want to feel in control and feel like I'm winning and feel like I'm being successful, then I'm gonna lose out on magic." And let's say you decide you want magic. And if
Mhm.
that's the case, then you go, "I'm gonna do 5 ROFs and I'm gonna experience loads of magic." So you go into the ROFs, and then all of a sudden, someone is telling you, "Oh my gosh, like I can't believe that you went to this high school. Like we went to high school together." Like stuff like that, like a
Mhm.
synchronicity happens, or you feel sort of connected to these people in such a way, and that's that the outcome you're going for is not 5 out of 5. The outcome you're going for is massive self worth, is magnetism,
Mhm.
abundance, is I'm already taken care of. I have faith in what I'm about to experience in the next 5. I is going to be magic. So then if the 5 don't sign up, guess what you experienced? Absolute magic in the unknown.
Mhm.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so it's all what you're s it's not putting such an alpha energy outcome. of like, I dominated, I s I won, I beat them, I controlled, I did like, yeah, 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 yeah. So it's putting the outcome more into, because like when you put the outcome in something that's really out of your own control. Like, like when my husband would be like, "What can we control?" He apparently my emotions are the only thing that's controllable. And I'm like, actually, that's the thing that's the least controllable. So, like, okay, we can only control ourselves. So, like, for instance, we're going to Mexico. We're leaving in like 2 days. And we've done a lot of all inclusives. We go every year with our kids, and we have not returned to a single one. Like, we love them, but like, all inclusives, unless you're pumping out like 5 grand a day, like they each got their own thing. And so we're like, I'm like preparing for like, okay, I read in the reviews that all the pool chairs are completely reserved by 7 a.m. Okay, we're just gonna, like that sucks. Okay, I've read multiple reviews that people got sick off eating chicken and seafood. Don't eat the chicken. So I'm mentally preparing for, like, I'm setting the bar low, right? Because what I want, my outcome is I want this resort to be amazing. But what I've learned in the last 20 minutes is, so instead of going, okay, well, the resort might suck and it's okay, we could still have fun as a family, great, put the outcome on something that's more in my control. I can't determine whether the food is going to be great, but I can determine, or I can have more control over how present I am with my family, which will help establish, like, so I can say, like, the resort's gonna be what it is, but I really hope this trip is magical and that we have connection with our kids and I'm present for my family, and that seems just a lot, like, it just takes a weight off. It takes a huge weight off the vacation because it's like, "Oh, that is actually something I can control." All that other stuff I couldn't.
Yeah, and what if you don't get the chair at 7 a.m., and what if the chicken is yucky and whatever, but what if because you couldn't get the chair and, you end up sitting somewhere else and you connect with somebody who becomes your next best friend or your next
Mhm.
podcast or whatever? That's the unknown. That's
Mhm.
if I'm controlling the situation, I will get what I'm expecting anyways, bad chicken and wake up at 7 to get a chair, right? Versus if I'm looking for magic, I'm more likely to experience magic in the moment, in like a look that you give to your husband, in a moment where you're watching your girls play together. Like there's
Mhm.
magic everywhere. And that's where I feel like I've gone from, even my brand of like part-time $1 million mastermind. In my practice for sure, like super masculine, super like I'm gonna control the shit out of every aspect. I'm gonna control like my staff like could not be one word off with from the scripts, like the systems. And I looked at it like this is business. Like this is and it drove the business massively. But then I'd forgotten about the feminine aspects of it, which is really powerful. Like we give
Mhm.
birth, right? Like we are
Mhm.
the vessel in which life literally comes through. And if that is who we are, then magic is just like super easy to experience. That dream life you can give birth to. You don't need to push to make happen. You don't need to control to make happen. That's been sort of my journey from, being in practice and running those businesses. And I can say from a finance, because my me back then, that version of me, if I heard this conversation right here, I would have been like, yeah, I bet she's not even making as much money because she doesn't have the system. She's probably super flowy and super da da da, like ditzy or all over the place. Except I've actually generated more. I've experienced more freedom, more magic, more connection, more of so much just juiciness in life by letting go of the control, by letting go of the things that don't really serve.